Hello and welcome to the fragrant world of Melanie Jane. I'm really excited to share my top secret recipe for a face toner today. I am obsessed with rose water. I want to tell you a little bit about rose water before I actually go on to make the whole thing, but I'm going to tell you the ingredients. We're going to have some rose water, which is the byproduct of distilling rose oil. So if you get the Rosa Damascena, the best roses come from Bulgaria and Turkey, and when they distill them, you'll get a byproduct of rose water. So nothing goes to waste in that actual process. So basically what rose water has is it has the mild healing properties and beautiful relaxing properties that rose otto actually has, that's very, very expensive. Rose oil, actually rose otto and Rosa Damascena oil from the steam distilled roses actually costs about 7,000 to 8,000 euros for 1 kilo. So about this much, it'll cost you about 7,000 to 8,000 euros. So for that oil, it costs you a lot of money. So the rose water, it's a great alternative. It's got the same properties as the rose, but obviously in a very mild form, and you can use it on your skin. But one thing I want to show you is this actual brand, and this is Rabbi, and this is actually available in the supermarket, and it's not very expensive. But one thing about this, it's great, I love it, and if you're gonna use it liberally, like if you're gonna be in the sun and you're gonna be spraying rose water to refresh it on the plane, etc., then I would recommend this one. It's one of my favorites. And it's not sticky, it's got a beautiful rose smell, and it's not very expensive. It's from Persia, so it's from Iran. It's got beautiful Persian roses in it. But if you want it for anti-aging properties, then you really need to look at getting an organic rose water, because it's not been refined. It might have been filtered a little bit, but it won't be refined, and like this will be refined because it's food grade, and so it has better cell regeneration properties, you know, and who doesn't want that really when it comes to beautiful skincare. So that's a little thing about rose water. We're going to add some geranium. Geranium essential oil has a rosy smell, rosy molecule in it, and that's what gives it a beautiful little rosy smell. That's why I really love geranium essential oil, and it's very balancing on the skin. So no matter what your skin type is, geranium is a great oil to use in your toner. Then we're going to be using glycerin. You can either use vegetable glycerin or you can use just regular glycerin. I get this from the pharmacy. It's just a few dollars, a few dirhams. It's not very much. It's very gloopy. But what glycerin does is it's a humectant, which means it actually draws moisture from the air towards your skin. So it actually helps you to stay hydrated, and that's why it's a really good ingredient in a toner. And then I'm going to use witch hazel, which is distilled from the witch hazel shrub. Japanese scientists have actually discovered that it does have very strong anti-aging properties, and it's very astringent as well. Lots of people actually use witch hazel neat on their skin. I wouldn't like to use it actually neat on your skin, because what you're doing is because it's so astringent, you're actually stripping the natural oils from your face. You have sebaceous glands and they produce sebum or oil, and that's why you get an oily face, and that's why some people have an overactive sebaceous gland that's producing this oil. And if you tend to strip it, your sebaceous glands then start to produce more oil to compensate for the fact that your skin is dry. So that's why if you have oily skin, don't do what you think that you should do, which is stripping the oil, because you'll end up producing more oil and you'll end up with even oilier skin. So let's get going on this beautiful rose toner. I am going to use the recipe as usual is below, but I've got this fabulous little bottle here. You can use absolutely anything, any bottle that you like. You can use one of like a dark glass bottle like this if you like to, if you want to preserve the integrity of it, or you can just use a nice clear bottle like this. If you're making it, then it makes it a little bit easier to see, you see, because you can see when it's getting full. That's why I tend to like the clear bottles, and you can also see when it's running out as well without having to shake the bottle. So I've got 45 mils of this beautiful rose water here, and this is the Rabbi brand that I'm using. And then I'm going to use some glycerin. and you'll be able to see from this how gloopy and thick it is, and you don't need a lot. And this recipe that I'm giving you, it's tried and tested, and it doesn't make your face sticky at all. I'm just going to show you there. Can you see how gloopy and thick it is? So I'm just going to I'm going to put in here now 3 mils of this, and we're just going to put it right into the bottle. Keep squeezing that pipette. You can hear and you can see as well that it's still stuck inside the pipette, so keep squeezing until it's all out. And I'm going to put the pipette back in there, and then I'm going to add some geranium essential oil. I'm not using drops, I'm going to be using a pipette this time, and this is just for this recipe. I'm going to use 1/2 ml. So these pipettes go up in 1/2 ml increments. So when it gets to the top here, this is actually 3 mils. So all you need to do, 1/2 ml of geranium essential oil, pop it in there. That's it. Bob's your uncle. You're done with that. And now you just need some witch hazel. And now I'm going to put 1 ml of the beautiful witch hazel. And this is why I love this toner so much, because it's not too astringent. With the witch hazel, it's not got too much of it. It's not got too much of the glycerin, so it's not sticky. And it's not got too much of the geranium. If you put too much essential oil in a toner, especially after you've cleansed and perhaps you've exfoliated your face, your skin is a bit raw. And if you add too much witch hazel, or perhaps even too much geranium essential oil, your skin will like burn, and we don't want that, right? You don't want 3-degree burns off your beautiful face toner. You just give it a beautiful shake like this. It might go a little bit waxy, but that's fine. Geranium essential oil and other essential oils have natural waxes, and you've got the glycerin. But what you need to remember with this, there's no preservatives in it, so it's better to keep it for quite a short time. And it can keep it in the fridge if you like, if you live in a very hot environment. And what you can do with this, can you see, I put my own label on it there, called Bed of Roses. This is what mine used to be called. And then what you can do is just simply, after cleansing and toning, you just put it on everywhere. It's absolutely gorgeous. So cleanse, tone with this, and then put your moisturizer. But what's a really, really good tip, because you know I like to share really interesting tips with you. Did you know that if your skin is actually damp, your skin retains about 10% more moisture when you're adding an oil or a cream to your body? So what's a really good thing is if you have you're going to add some shea butter or maybe some oil after you've had a bath, you can spray your arms and your body. I put it on my hair as well. You can do that, and then immediately while your skin is still damp, apply the actual lotion, and it will sink in quicker, especially with shea butter, because it's quite thick, and it's easier to apply shea butter once your skin is damp with this rose water. So you've got like a double whammy there with rose water and shea butter. So that's it, my toning and refreshing face mist. You're welcome.